The film begins with a nuclear apocalypse, and humanity huddles in a post-apocalyptic desert, except for a small area in Australia known as the Green Place of Different Mothers. This oasis still has water, allowing fruits to be cultivated through farming, and is home to many women. A girl named Furiosa is picking a ripe fruit when she hears a noise nearby. She investigates and discovers a group of bikers who are unaware of the place. Furiosa manages to cut the oil pipe of one biker's bike and is about to cut another when she is spotted before the biker can catch her. Furiosa stabs him in the leg and makes her escape, alerting her community members about the danger. As she runs towards her home, a biker stops her by throwing a rope that catches her. The bikers take Furiosa as proof of the existence of Pure Land, where children are born without mutations and have green land on the other side. Furiosa's mother Mary sets off in pursuit on horseback, and during the chase, Furiosa kills one of the bikers, taking control of his bike. The other riders stop to see what happened to their other bikes, and Furiosa bites through a fuel hose. The chase continues until nightfall, forcing the kidnappers to stop and make a camp. Mary catches up with the kidnappers and shoots one of them, falling. The little girl is brought to Dementus, who is curious about the fertile lands. Dementus realizes he can track the path by following Mary's trail. Mary disguises herself in the clothes of a killed raider and sneaks into the camp, killing the guards and sparing the woman guarding her daughter. Mary spares her life, but the surviving woman guard raises an alarm and sends a pursuit after them. Furiosa returns to the bandits, witnessing her mother being tied to dead trees. They execute Mary right in front of her crying daughter. Later, an old man tells Furiosa that learning to read and write would make her useful, but she refuses to listen to him at night. The Horde, a group of warriors, encounters a red flare in the sky and decides to visit the Citadel, a fortress built into rocks ruled by Immortal Joe. The bikers, who are running low on resources, threaten Joe, who mocks them and orders one of his warriors to sacrifice himself. Joe's army ambushes the riders, seizing their equipment with cranes, including Furiosa's cage. Dementus, a warrior, personally fights for Furiosa but is pushed back. The Horde finds a refinery producing fuel and sets a trap for the Citadel's convoy. Dementus orders his men to strip and cover themselves in white clay to look like Joe's warriors disguised. The Horde drives the tanker back to the refinery, pretending that bikers attack the convoy. The people of Gastown take control of Gastown and send Dementus to Immort Joe as a message. Joe and Dementus have a meeting, where Dementus needs basic supplies that only Immortan Joe possesses to confront him. He brings along the leader of Gastown, who is also Immortan Joe's brother and gravely ill. Dementus first tortures his brother using various machines before ultimately killing him. Joe offers a deal to Dementus to prevent his men from destroying the refinery and demands Furiosa, a girl without mutations, to prevent his men from destroying the refinery. The parties reach a compromise, and Furiosa is taken to the Citadel, where Joe's other wives live. They have relations with the unmutated women in hopes of producing unmutated children. If a woman cannot produce an unmutated child after 3 births, she is killed. Furiosa escapes to a room where she retrieves a peach pit and makes a wig out of her. One of Joe's sons takes Furiosa, who is interested in her. She hides among the inhabitants of the Citadel, pretending to be a mute boy, and her fearlessness and agility helps save an important piece of equipment. Years go by, and Immortan Joe builds a truck for transporting valuable cargo, which Furiosa plans to escape during. Furiosa, a young girl, is a key figure in the story of Joe and his team. They are fighting against bandits who are attacking the Citadel. Furiosa, a mute boy, helps fix the cooling valve on the tanker but is noticed by Jack, who realizes she is not a mute boy. They fight off the bandits and manage to defeat them. Jack offers Furiosa a job as a partner, and she accompanies him on deliveries for Immortan Joe. They stop at the gas town ruled by Demetrius, who is declining in power. They return to the Citadel without food or fuel, and Joe sends Jack and Furiosa with a war rig to the bullet farm for ammunition for the upcoming showdown. Upon entering the farm, Furiosa is ambushed by snipers, but she manages to back out before the gate closes. Jack climbs out of the wagon, shooting the men who have taken over the farm. Furiosa takes a sniper rifle and shoots at enemies on the smokestack, where she encounters her arch-enemy, Dementus. She snipes some men but is hit by a grenade launcher. Dementus is rescued by his gang, and he sets off in pursuit in his Bigfoot truck. The Bigfoot and bikes cross the mountain, while Furiosa and Jack make a detour. Dementus follows them and tries to kill Furiosa, but he only finds her arm. As the gasoline runs out, Furiosa seeks refuge in the Citadel, where she presents herself to Immortan Joe. Joe plans to deceive Dementus into believing they are marching towards the Citadel by sending vehicles and scraping the ground to create huge dust waves. Dementus falls into their trap and attacks the Citadel, but Furiosa gets a mechanical prosthesis and cuts her hair short. As Furiosa reaches the desert, it is evident that Joe has won the war, and Dementus and a few other men flee. Furiosa follows Dementus, who is waking up and realizes his options are limited. Dementus falls to the sand and says he is ready to die. Furiosa asks Dementus if he remembers how he executed her mother, but over the years of power in the post-apocalyptic world, he has ordered many killings. Furiosa takes the first fruit from Immortan Joe's garden and leads the concubines to hide in the tanker of the war rig and escape to the Greenlands.